Hey y'all, I am throwing together a real quick dinner tonight, so I thought I would jump on and show you what I'm doing. I call it buffalo chicken bake, but in my case tonight I'm making it buffalo ranch because buffalo is just a little too spicy for me. My husband would love it, but I'm going to mix half of the buffalo sauce that's required with ranch dressing, so it kind of calms it down a little bit. And buffalo sauce and ranch is a good combo. So far what I have done is had an 8-ounce block of cream cheese getting soft, and you can take your hand mixer if you want to, but I had mine very soft, and I put in a half a cup of milk. So I just used this stainless whisk, and I've got that kind of mixed up. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to do is add in our buffalo sauce, and we would need 1/2 cup if we were going to use that. So I've got the measure all cup set to 1/2 cup, but I'm going to fill it halfway with, I dripped that all over there, y'all, with ranch to the 1/4 cup line. Let me get my napkin. Or my wash rag, I made a mess. So I filled that to the 1/4 line with ranch. And now I'm going to fill it the rest of the way with the buffalo sauce. So if you want straight buffalo or straight ranch, go either way. But I like the combo of the two. Maybe I won't make a mess doing the rest, y'all. So now I'm going to finish filling it up. So I have a half a cup of liquid or sauce. In my case, it's just 1/4 ranch and 1/4 of the buffalo sauce. So I'm going to pop that off. And if you watch me often, you know I love my measure all cup, although this one got me all dirty, or I got myself all dirty, because it doesn't waste anything and it's real easy to get everything out. Okay, sorry y'all. I didn't mean to make a mess. So now I'm just going to kind of combine the cream cheese, the milk, and your buffalo sauce or your buffalo and ranch. Now, the next thing you're going to add in is some cooked shredded chicken. I used chicken thighs, and I already had them cooked. I keep them in the freezer all the time in these glass leak-proof containers, so they are ready to go when I am. So I'm going to add that's about probably 3.5 to 4 cups of shredded chicken, and I'm using thighs. You can use whatever you want to use, but I just like to use the chicken thighs. Now I got real lazy tonight, and the reason I got lazy, it calls in this recipe that I found years ago, half of a pepper. And I don't like to cut a pepper up and use just half of it. So I have always been able to find in the frozen bags, and they're cheaper now than buying fresh peppers, and they're really good, especially in casseroles. So I've used a frozen pepper and onion blend, and I'm just going to add that in also. So I didn't have to cut up those peppers and onions. That was already done for me. It's okay to take shortcuts and cheats once in a while. So doesn't that look gorgeous? Almost looks like a dip, and I have made some buffalo chicken dip kind of like this before. But you'll see where I'm going with it in just a minute to make it a casserole. All right, now the recipe that I will share is going to call for 2 cups of shredded cheese. So I have got 1.5 cup in the prep bowl that's going to go in here. And then I've got the other 1/2 cup that we'll need, and that's going to go on the top when it's almost done. So right now we're just going to use 1.5 cup of cheese and reserve this 1/2 cup to put on top later. I'm going to move that out of the way. And it does call for, my recipe that I'll share says sharp cheddar, but use what you want. Today I used Colby Jack. We like the Colby Jack, so that's what I used. All right, that is all that we have to do for our mixture. And I could just really eat this right out of the bowl with some crackers, and I'm sure it would be delicious because everything is done other than those peppers haven't cooked. So now I'm going to take my casserole dish, and I might have one that's too big, I'm just going to dump this mixture in. And then the good yummy part comes next. Get all of this out. These mix and scrapes, they don't play, y'all. They do not play. They will get all of that stuff. It'll clean the bowl. If you're making a cake and you like to lick the bowl, don't use this scraper. Or just don't get it all out, because it will clean that bowl out. It ain't gonna leave anything behind. All right, so now I just love the color of this. I love the smell and I love the taste. Now, we get it kind of spread evenly. This is a 9 by 13 casserole dish, and it's tall, but it's really going to work just fine. That's the size that I normally use for this. But you could probably double this recipe pretty easy also. Get all that off. I'm just being a messy cook tonight. Okay, so now the last thing that we're going to do, I've got my oven preheating to 350 degrees, and I got some Pillsbury Grand Flaky biscuits. You can use whatever brand you want, but I like to use the Flaky biscuits for this, or either Southern style. So I just took them out. There's 8 biscuits in the can that I bought, and then you're just going to cut it in quarters. So I'm going to cut it in half, and then cut it in half again. And now we're just going to lay these biscuits on top. It's kind of like a breakfast casserole, but a dinner casserole instead. And now I'm going to bake it. I'm going to set the timer for about 16 to 18 minutes. The biscuits would normally cook in, my oven's ready. The biscuits would normally cook, you know, from the can instructions in about 16 minutes. And everything in here in the casserole is really done because my chicken is already cooked. So I will check it and make sure that the biscuits look pretty done. And if they do in 18 minutes, the only other thing I have to do is take that reserved cheese that I've got, 1/2 cup. And when it's 18 minutes and I think that the biscuits look good and golden brown, I'm going to sprinkle that reserved cup of 1/2 cheese on top, put it back in the oven for a minute, 5 minutes, maybe more than a minute, and let that cheese melt and get all yummy all over that. And then we'll be ready to eat. So that is it. And I will put a picture of it when it's done at the end of the video so you can see. I wish you could all be here and smell it and taste it also. And again, I will share the recipe in comments. It's just real quick to do. You can throw it together quickly and go on about your thing while it's cooking for you. So thank you so much, and y'all have a great night. Bye-bye. Okay, y'all, this is what it will look like after baking. I had mine in there for 18 minutes, and I can tell that the biscuits are done. So I'm going to go ahead and top it with my cheese and pop it back in there for another 5 or 6 minutes and let it cook a little more. Okay, it is done. 5 minutes back in the oven, and I put it on broil just for a few minutes to let the cheese get toasty. And I'm just letting it cool before I slice it. But it looks delicious.